Hey everybody, this is very high tech. I set up the camera and I walk into the shot and start talking. And I want to talk about, again, ley lines and energy centres. And also the importance of travel. And more accurately, travelling along ley lines. Now, I talked in my last video about all roads, I believe, as much as is possible, are located along ley lines. And some roads do run through an area where the energy is overpowering and, unmanageable. And very often, certain stretches of road, they get a reputation for being dangerous, even though they may be a straight run. And I believe that a lot of these, what we call in Ireland black spots, they're generated by these electromagnetic fields, again, which we call ley lines. There's a book by Albert Watkins. He started that term. The book is called The Old Straight Track. And an example would be the M3 motorway. It's a recent motorway that was built near the site of Tara. Serious researchers have, posed the question of whether that motorway should have run so close to that site. And I'd be inclined to agree that these places, you should really avoid them if you can. So that's one example. And these routes, I spoke about the route from Cloyne in East Cork to Ballycotton. I believe that's a great run. It helped me a lot. I found it very beneficial. And but there are hundreds of such routes all over the country. And the ancients knew all about these, what we call meridians. And in Ireland, they were known as fairy paths. And I would say that if you take, for instance, Cork-Killarney, that particular route, we call it the N22. That would be an old line, and doubtless there is some kind of ancient connection between those two cities, Cork and Killarney. And city streets. City streets are also beneficial to wander along, and spiritual centres like churches, they're generally built on energy centres. And I think it's important for us to become aware in this age, in 2014, of these energy centres, because you could spend a lot of time in an area where the energy is less than beneficial, and you may not realise why you're not feeling good, and that could well be the reason. Personally, I'm lucky. In this area that I live in, there are a lot of standing stones, and there's a castle nearby. And I also, think that castles, as well as churches and so on, are built on energy centres. Now, other cultures, you don't have to just stick with folklore in ancient Ireland. Other cultures like the Chinese, the Australians, in India, these are known as spirit lines, and in China, dragon lines, and the Aboriginal Australians call them lines of song. And, they are electromagnetic fields, and Russia has been way ahead of the West, and Russian scientists have termed these torsion fields. That's from, I've only scratched the surface of this material, but I thought this would be an interesting video. And science can measure this energy, and I believe that in this era that we're in now, humanity has to become aware of these energies. It's important because things are changing around. I won't go into too much detail, but personally, I'm making advance after advance, and I would hope that this video, I'm just putting it out there on the internet, and whoever wants to see it can download it and watch it. And I would hope that it would assist maybe one or two people, and I'd be happy with that. Thanks a lot.